Do you ever feel like you want to learn something new, but you just don't have the time or the energy? What if you could? What would you learn? In today's training, I'm introducing you to the third element of the Choose Happy morning routine, which is the thinking element. Come on in. It's time to make learning a priority in your everyday life. Hey girlfriend, welcome to the Choose Happy with Marie show. Do you want to stop seeing the negative every day and have the time and energy to do what you want? Are you finally done with the limiting stories and the fear that stands in your way of living a happy life? Does negative self-talk sabotage your self-confidence? Hi, I'm Marie. For the majority of my life, I lived in negativity that was often labeled as depression. My breakthrough happened when I broke free from the negative thinking and I learned the power of choosing happy. In this podcast, you will find tangible ways to ditch the negativity, improve your self-esteem, and take action for what you really want for your life. No more guilt, no more people pleasing. Let's do this. We are choosing happy. Hi, how are you? How's your September so far? Mine's good. I'm keeping busy with a new day job and this podcast. In case you don't know, I do this podcast actually part-time while I work a full-time in a completely different industry. Yes, it can be a lot at times, but I feel called to be here, and well, the day job helps pay the bills. Maybe you can relate. Just a friendly reminder, if you don't already have your Choose Happy morning routine checklist yet, check your email as I sent it out to Choose Happy Insiders on August 26th. If you're new to the show, send me an email at the following email address, and it's also going to be in the show notes, but here it is if you would like it verbally. Marie@choosehappywithmarie.com with the subject checklist, and I'll email it to you. All right. Today's training, it will focus on the thinking element of the Choose Happy morning routine checklist. What is this thinking element? Well, the thinking element is time that you allocate to learn something new that aligns with what you want for your life. Learning keeps our minds active. In this case, and I'm not referring to what you have to learn in your day job, unless you really want to do that. I'm referring to learning about what matters to you. What sparks your soul? What makes your heart sing? It can be learning a new language, advancing a hobby. There are many benefits of learning every day. By making this a priority in our daily life, we are giving our brains the stimulation it needs to operate at its best. And when we expose our mind to new things, it helps to strengthen neural pathways and connections in the brain, thus reducing the risk of cognitive decline as we age. And I don't know about you, but that's really important for me. And you're doing something that makes you happy. Imagine, I want you to imagine this. Every morning, you give yourself the gift of time to learn something new. Yes, it's possible. And yes, you do need to get up a little earlier to do this. You don't need hours. You can do this in 15 or 30 minutes. And yes, it's possible, and I'm going to show you how. After I give you a few ideas to stimulate your thinking of what you can do during this thinking time in the Choose Happy morning routine. Learning something new every day, it encourages our creative thinking. God, don't you miss that? I miss it. When's the last time you did creative thinking? Did it make you happy when you were doing that? So many of us get caught up in the to-dos of everyday life that there's no time or energy left to think creatively. Yet, thinking creatively, it nourishes so many of us. As children, we were encouraged to draw, to paint, to write, without judgment or expectations. And as adults, we get just so busy. No more. I want you and me to give ourselves time every day, every morning, to do something that engages our brain and makes us happy. Yes, I included it in your morning routine, in the morning routine checklist, because it matters. Learning can make us happier. You know how you're looking for a way to get happy? Here's one of those ways. Research has shown that when people are engaged in rewarding activities, they experience a surge of happy emotions and overall satisfaction in their life. Remember when you were learning something new? When learning something new, we can fall into something called a state of flow, whereby we forget about the stresses of life and we just let ourselves be in the moment. Okay, I can already hear you saying this, but Marie, I don't have time in the mornings for this. You just don't know my life. I don't know your life. But I do think you can find 15 minutes, 30 minutes to do something that makes you happy, that helps you grow. So let's dig into ideas on what is this creativity that you can bring into your life, this thinking element in your morning routine. But before we go into that, I just want to ask you a couple of questions, just to get you thinking of what you could be doing during that time slot. Is there something you've been wanting to learn, but you can't find the time or energy to do it? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Is there something maybe that you want to improve upon, not necessarily work-related, something that would make you happy, but you always say you never have the time? Whether it's something new or something to improve upon, start there. Decide. Step 1, decide what you want to learn. Would you like to learn a new language, learn a new topic, learn a new skill? Follow your curiosity. When I asked you that question, what was the first thing that came to your mind? What are you curious about? Start there, then take it from there. This thinking time is about you. Again, not what you need for your job. It's what you need to fuel you. Something you really want to learn about. Something that will motivate you to get out of bed earlier, because you will need that motivation on those days when you're too tired to get up. The next step is identify what's involved in learning about this. Is it videos to watch? Books to read? What are the actions to take to follow through on learning about this? Remember, chunk it out. List out realistically what you can do every day. I don't want you to set yourself up for failure here. If you only have 15 minutes in your morning routine for this, then identify in advance what you can do in that 15 minutes. Is it one video that you can watch? One chapter that you can read in a book? It is possible. You watch that one thing, your time is up, you move on with your day. You move on with the Choose Happy morning routine. But do be careful. If you are watching videos online, don't get sucked into watching more videos that get recommended to you. Bookmark the page so that you can go back to it. Take control of your time. Don't let, all these recommendations, get you off track. The next step is write down what you're going to do every morning. As I mentioned, in manageable chunks. So on Monday, you'll read this chapter. Tuesday, you'll practice it. Wednesday, you'll do something else. It's about consistent daily progress. It'll get you further than you doing it today, maybe doing it Wednesday morning, maybe on Saturday if you have the time. The progress doesn't happen if it doesn't happen on a daily basis when it is possible. An example, just to illustrate for me, I actually use the thinking time portion in my morning routine to improve my self-development knowledge. And that's really important. It's an area of interest for me. It's really helped me in my life, how I finally broke free from a lot of that negativity and depression that I felt growing up due to childhood trauma that I had experienced. And I also love learning about self-development. I could talk about it for hours. That's why I have a podcast. Reading self-development books is just something I'm always doing. I always have a book on the go, but I don't always have time to sit and read the entire thing. So what I do is I read one chapter a day. I actually do. I pick a book, or whether it's audio or a reading book, and I read that chapter. And then when I'm done that chapter, that's done. I check mark it on the Choose Happy morning routine, and then I go on with my day. And then the next day, I read the next chapter. Also, did you know some of us can't even focus to read one chapter of a book? So if you happen to find yourself where you're trying to read something and you can't focus, it's okay. There are many of us who are experiencing that, and well, that's for another episode. During my summer road trips, I was doing a few summer road trips this past summer. I read a lot actually while my husband was driving, and I was reading books on focus because I wanted to learn how to improve my ability to focus. So many of us live in constantly distracted state of mind that it eats up our energy. It's no wonder that we are so tired by the end of the day. This could be you if you have that book that you've been meaning to read, but it's still not done. Maybe use this time to read that book. One chapter per day finishes the book. Decide what you want to advance with in the thinking time of your Choose Happy morning routine, and then write that, what it's going to be, to the left of the thinking symbol on the Choose Happy morning routine checklist page. Be specific. If you can, identify the book that you're going to read, which chapters you're going to read that week or that month, videos that you want to watch. Anything that is specific enough that when you wake up in the morning, you know what you're going to do. You're not just going to sit there and say, well, what can I do? You'll know in advance. Begin tomorrow. Don't procrastinate. Give yourself the gift of knowledge, of doing something you love to do every morning before you take care of your family and go to work. Give yourself at least 15 minutes. Put on a timer and tell your family that you are busy. If you have to, hide in the bathroom. I don't know. You don't need to justify it. Just because you want to do this, that's enough. Too many times we find ourselves having to justify to others why we want something, and we don't have to. I know this might feel odd for some of us. I know it did for me for a long time, and sometimes it still makes me feel guilty when I take time for me, but it gets easier with practice. Let's just keep practicing. So now we've reviewed the 3 elements in the Choose Happy morning routine checklist. And when you do each element, remember to check mark the day as done. This is powerful. Give yourself grace. It's okay if you don't do it every day. That's not what we're aiming for. We're aiming to introduce it into our morning routine. Some days you may wake up late. The alarm doesn't go off. The kids kept you up at night, etc. The Choose Happy morning routine is a guideline of things for us to do for ourselves before we give to others, ways that we can fill our cup first. Next week, I'll put it all together and talk about the other pieces that are listed on the checklist. Ensure you're subscribed to the show so you don't miss the episode when it goes live. Just a friendly reminder, Choose Happy members received the checklist on August 26th via email. Check your email. If you would like the checklist, send me an email with the word checklist in the subject line. You're welcome to tell me a little bit about yourself in the email. I do love connecting with listeners, and it also helps me better understand where you are in your life and how I can help in sharing Choose Happy knowledge and inspiration. And yes, I read and respond to every email. The link to my email will be in the show notes. Wishing you a wonderful week, choosing happy. Cheers! I hope today's episode empowered you to choose happy as you live your upcoming week. Do you want to help others choose happy? Forward this episode to a friend or a family member that may benefit from it as well. You can also leave a review for the show on your favorite podcast app. Doing this will help the show be found in the search bar on the app. Remember to sign up to become a Choose Happy Insider, where you will receive free resources as they become available. Link is in the show's notes. Thank you for listening. Take good care and see you next week.